major chord his love, and she got it right. What she played it on came from the light.
Welcome to Grandma's Journals. This channel began with a collection of handwritten journals, pages filled with everyday moments, quiet faith, family stories, and a kind of wisdom that only comes from a life well lived. These journals belong to my Grandma Peggy. Inside them are her thoughts, her prayers, her joys, and her struggles. Moments that may have felt ordinary at the time, but now feel priceless. My hope is that as you listen, you'll feel connected to her story and maybe even your own. Thanks for being here. This is Grandma's Journal.
The beauty of the song is joy in her eyes. The major chord is love, and she got it right.
Hello, welcome to another late episode. Welcome to another episode of Grandma's Journals. I apologize again for missing a week again, but it was spring break, and although we didn't go anywhere, we just enjoyed some staycation here at home with our girl home from school. So anyways, excuses. It is what it is. So anyways, but I'm excited to be back on and to record 1987. So we are moving along. So we're just going to jump right in and see what 1987 had to bring for Grandma Peggy and her family. All right. January 1987. January, I set a few short goals for January and completed them. When I felt good, I tried to keep each of the little kids that didn't go to school to give the moms a break, and also tried to go and visit them and take them shopping. I want to make curtains for my front room, and I did accomplish this. We also celebrated Clint James Hargrave's birthday. He was a teenager this year and quite a nice boy. We also celebrated Bill Fricke's birthday the last of January. February was Justin Hargrave's birthday, and this year we decided to buy books for the kids and help them get their own library and read good books. I love that because I'm a reader. I love reading, and I think every kid should have a library and every kid should read. And I know not everybody likes doing it, but I love books. So that's awesome. All right, Sunday, February 15th, 1987. It's always sad to go to church and not have Alec at my side, but someday I'm sure he will be there. I know his job won't be like this forever. Thinking on my way to church that President Heasley and his wife won't be here today. They are in California. Her mom and dad are leaving on a mission. I thought there wouldn't be too many people there, but when I arrived, there was a family that was there with 8 children and 1 friend. As it turned out, it was friends of ours, Dave and Kathy McCain from Lehigh, then a new couple, Karen and David Pratt, and their 20-month-old son, Austin. So 24 people in all. So much music talent that day, we loved it. It looks like our Fort McDowell ward is growing. Now if the Indians would show up, it would be great. Coming home from church, I always do a lot of thinking, like wondering where the Salt River has been, and as it moves along, what has it seen and heard along the way. This day was different. It was a more peaceful feeling and thoughts flowed easier, and as I drove a few more miles, I realized the dizziness had gone from my head. What a relief. The dizziness has been gone for a week now, and it is a real comfort. I still have funny things crop up in my head, and I get tired, but things are improving and I am getting better. I usually visit with each of my kids each day. Lori is still having a hard time with her 2 boys, but she is working on it, and I think she has a little more patience than she did have. She is trying hard to build their self-esteem and teach them. I encourage them each day to not give up because in the end, they will be the kind of kids she has been striving to achieve. February 23rd, 1987. Today I am making bread. Not that I have never made bread, I just have not made it in so long. It seems good to do it again. As many years as I have made bread, I cannot resist as it comes out of my oven to cut the end off and put on some butter and eat it all hot and yummy. I agree, Grandma. That's the best fresh out of the oven bread. All right, March 1987. March started off on the 4th with birthdays, as we know every year. March is full of birthdays, right? So Stephanie on the 1st, she is 5. Then my brother John Faraday on the 4th. Then Tabitha on the 7th. And Tanner Hargrave on the 9th. Then I had another brother, Alan Latimer, my half-brother, on the 26th. We kept busy just going to parties this month. Also on the 30th, we went to a barbecue out in the desert with Lehigh First Ward and got reacquainted with old friends. Dave McNeely and his wife, who had been inactive for a while, were there, and we had a nice visit with them. Also, Laren and Sally DeWitt were there, and Laren brought his mom and dad, Waldo and Nancy DeWitt. So you guys know that I love making connections. So I love it because Waldo and Nancy DeWitt, I don't know them, but I know their, I don't know if it would be their kids or their grandkids. Anyways, people in Pima where we lived, and there was a little boy in our ward, and his name was Waldo, and I always just thought it was so funny. Like, what little boy has the name of Waldo? Anyways, come to find out, he is named after this Waldo and Nancy DeWitt. I'm not sure if that would be his great-grandpa, probably. Anyways, so once I learned that, then I was like, oh, that's cute. He's named after his grandpa. Anyways, okay, so Nancy was my Stake Relief Society president for many years, and she is such a beautiful, sweet person. She was real special to visit with, or it was real special to visit with them again. The weather is getting nicer, and we've enjoyed many outdoor things. The 1st of March, we had a family gathering with just our 3 children and grandkids. We went on a nature hike. I pinned pictures of animals on different trees, and we took the kids through a forest walk and introduced some of the little ones to new animals. Then we had a ball game, kickball, and then played drop the hanky. Then everyone helped build a barbecue, and we had hot dogs and hamburgers and all the trimmings. Then we roasted marshmallows and sang songs. At the end, Alec made all stand one at a time and tell what they had been doing all year and what their plans were for the rest of the year. Everyone had so much fun. There were a bunch of dirty, tired kids, but fun was had by all. We decided to have this every 3rd month. April 1st, 1987. My brother and his wife, Mary and John Faraday, came to spend the day with Alec and I. We went up to the bottom of Red Mountain and took a lot of pictures. It is a beautiful background with the red rocks and blue skies. We took pictures and then went on top of the little mountain behind our house and took pictures of the house and the dam, and then we came home and ate lunch. We visited till about 5 p.m. and they headed for home, which is in Phoenix, about 30 miles away. It wasn't long after they left that we, Alec and I, went to feed the cows, and a helicopter landed in our back pasture. We went to see what they were doing, and it was a friend of ours, Duke Moore. He was looking for a man after they found a horse with saddle and bridle on upon the beeline. We had seen the man earlier that morning, and the man was okay. He was looking for his horse. That's all they were concerned with, was that the man was okay. April 1987. We had my brother's birthday on the 6th and our grandson, Cameron Fricky, on the 21st. We also had an Easter party on the 18th for all of our kids, and Alec's sister and her kids came, and we all visited and had a good time. We had barbecue beef and a potluck. We had a piñata for the kids and took lots of pictures. It was so much fun to have everyone here, but I was really tired when they all left, but it was worth it. We don't do it too often. May 1987. May was a busy month. We started the first off with a dinner at the Charlie Clauses, who live across the dam from us, and also Alec worked with Charlie for years. Hank and Beverly Clow was also there. They are such nice people, and we had such a nice meal and lots of good visiting. On May 2nd, we went to a fish fry at a high priest party in the Lehigh Ward. We have our records there, but we are still at our Fort McDowell Ward. On May 4th, our Labrador dog named Stanley, by our grandson Cameron, had 11 puppies. We think she had 12, but the next day it was gone. Anyway, she had 4 black, 2 speckled, 4 blondes, and 1 red. We lost one of the speckled ones at 2 weeks old. Don't know why. It was fat and healthy, but she wound up with 10 of them, and they are so cute. May 7th, 1987. We went to our friends Corey and Vonda Gray. Corey helped Alec develop some old pictures of his mom. There used to be a street photographer in downtown Phoenix that snapped pictures of people walking down the street, and he had taken one of Alec's mother that he liked real well and had it blown up, but they cut off her legs. So Corey, who is an amateur and has all the stuff at home, helped Alec to get the picture he wanted. We also had a Mexican dinner and visited with one another for a few hours. We really enjoy each other's company. They are really good friends. May 9th was Alec and I's 34th wedding anniversary. We really did no celebrating. It was time for our family party, and it was on the same day. So we went to the river with all the kids and grandkids. We had boat races. Everyone made a boat and raced it. Most were made from paper plates or plastic bowls, but Steve and Jennifer made a big one with a big rubber band paddle and a canopy on top. They won the prize for best boat. They also had a sandcastle contest in which the Hargraves won. Then they had a balloon bus with all the kids. They tied balloons to their ankles and everyone tried to break the other balloon by stepping on it. I think Tanner won that contest. Then they floated on tubes and swam for a while. Then we came back here to the house and had swordfish on the grill and had a good time. Our next family party will be in August. I seriously love that they put in the effort back then to have these family parties, to get all their kids and grandkids together, to do all these fun things. Obviously I'm not even 1 year old yet in these, so I don't remember this specific one, but obviously I have lots of memories of, especially Easter parties up at Grandma and Grandpa's, and I just love that the effort was there to keep everybody together. Anyways, okay, May 10th, Mother's Day. My sister Emily Thompson and brother Jim Faraday and myself went to Phoenix about 9 a.m. Sunday morning to my mother, Mary Latimer. We met my brother John Faraday at my mom's and had a nice brunch. We had quiche and fresh fruit and bagels and cream cheese, and my brother Jim brought a bottle of champagne, which I thought was unnecessary. My mother has been an alcoholic and has done so good for the past 2 years, and my brother John is a recovered alcoholic. But as it turned out, my mom and sister only took a sip to toast my mom, and my brother and I toasted orange juice. And my other brother wound up drinking the whole bottle, so everything turned out okay. My mom was pleased with everything. Also, my half-brother, Alan and Robert Latimer, were there for a while. Although none of my family is LDS, they support me in my beliefs, and we have a good time together. My Mother's Day was very quiet. None of my kids came over because they had all been together the day before, except Stephen, who had the flu real bad. After the trip over to Phoenix, I was ready for a nice, quiet afternoon. The next Tuesday, Alec and I went to a Mexican restaurant to celebrate a late anniversary and Mother's Day. On the 15th, we went back to our friend's house, Corey and Vonda Gray, and finished the pictures. They turned out real nice. We also attended a wedding reception for our friend's daughter, Randa. Her parents are friends of ours. Alec worked with Ray Bauer for many years, so we have known them for some time now. They are real special people, and a few years ago, they came into millions of dollars through her mother's sale of land. They are still the same people, but it has changed their way of life. But we enjoyed the reception and met some people by the name of, and then she just wrote parentheses, I forgot. He was this insurance man and also was in the clergy in another church. So they asked us questions about the church. They were really nice people, and we enjoyed their company very much. May is over with already, and time is flying by. Our puppies are 4 weeks old, and they are a mess. They are running all over the yard. They fight, bark, and play, and chase mommy all over the yard. They are getting big and cute as anything. We have 6 of them promised to people, and we hope we can get rid of the other 4. June 6, 1987. We had another potluck dinner and party at Fort McDowell. We never know who or how many will be there. There was not too many Indians there, but we had a nice time and met new ones. They played volleyball and horseshoes, and everyone had a real good time. I had Justin and Tanner Hargrave, our grandsons, with me when we went to the party, and they had a good time. They were going to stay a few days with me, but after we got home, Tanner's foot started hurting, and he went to sleep, and when he woke up, he couldn't walk on his foot. Then I helped him to bed, and his nose started bleeding so much it scared me, and then his body got so hot I could hardly touch him. It scared me too, but it really scared poor little Tanner. He is only 9 and was trying to be brave, but he got scared and started crying, and as I talked to him, I told him to tell me where he hurts. And as he talked, I said a prayer to Heavenly Father to help me. And in no time, we got the fever down and his nosebleed stopped before his mom got there at 10:45 that night. I called today and he is doing fine, except he still can't walk on his foot. Tomorrow will be Monday, so maybe they can get him to a doctor and see what he did to his foot. Alec is on the afternoon shift, so he was able to attend church today. It was Fast Sunday, and I was able to fast again today. Although I did not bear my testimony today, our meeting was special, and Alec bore his testimony, and I felt like it was a tribute to me because he expressed how special I was to him and how much he loved me. It was truly special. We do have something very special, and we are at a place in our life where all the things we've been practicing have turned out beautifully. We are friends, companions, lovers, and helpers to each other. We enjoy just talking to each other, shopping together, planning our life together. We have a special togetherness that a lot of couples will never have. I feel especially blessed this day. You haven't heard me complain too much about my illness. Well, I am getting better and I feel stronger and better all the time. I am back sewing and doing, but I have to quit when I start feeling tired or I'm no good for a few days. I know I say this every time that she talks about their relationship, but they truly were just they did have something very special, and they are goals for me, definitely. And I know that I'm blessed to have a similar relationship with my own spouse, for the last 21 years. So, it is something special, and I love that she takes the time to write it down and to express her gratitude for him and for their marriage and their love and all that stuff. So I just love it. I said it before, but I love their love. All right, Otto, Sheil, and Betty had a reception for their son Kimball. We met his lovely wife and went to the reception. Stephen and Jennifer celebrated their 6th year of marriage on the 20th. It doesn't seem possible, but time does fly. June was not too full of the usual weddings and graduations we usually have. Father's Day was even quiet. Steve was out of town, and the 2 girls, Jeanette and Lori, came by for a while, so the day was quiet but nice. In July, we had some of the grandkids off and on. We kept Cameron and Tyler while Lori and Bill floated down the river. They were so good, and we had a lot of fun. Chelsea came and stayed, but she doesn't like to stay but 1 or 2 days. Then she's ready to go home. On the 31st, we had a baby shower for Joe and Joni and their new baby Jennifer. We also had a nice dinner and invited Jim and Mary Rowley over and had a nice visit. He works with Alec and also is in the cow business with Alec. Our family party was held at the Pira Club, and Jim and Jeanette planned it. We had a watermelon race. Each team rolled it up and down a hill with their head. We also swam and had a diving contest for those that could swim. Everyone brought a homemade pie, and we had a prize for best pie. Valerie, Bart Robbins' wife, won. A bubblegum blowing contest. It was fun, and everyone won something. It was great fun, and all had a good time. Hang on, I always got to make sure that I'm on the right page. I don't skip anything. All right, it looks like we're skipping from June to August, so July must have gone by. Okay, August 11th was Steven's, our son's, birthday. He celebrated his 30th birthday. Jennifer tried to surprise him, but he knew all about it. But we had fun and saw some kids we hadn't seen in years. August 29th, some good friends of ours finally went through the temple after 15 years. Their life has changed, and they were so thrilled. The couple is Martha and Jodine Johnson. Hopefully that's not a typo. She does hair for everyone in Lehigh. They have been active. Actually, I'm going to highlight that so I can double check it. I'm sorry. Go back and double check their names. They have been active for a long time, but Joe... Oh, so his name is... Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to just understand my own writing here. But Joe was just never ready. It's always amazing to see the Spirit take over and make people change. September 11th, 12th, and 13th, Alec and I went to Springdale, Arizona. It's up north by Alpine, and it is a dude ranch. We went with good friends Chuck and Marie Miller. We had a lot of fun. It was beautiful up there. Cowboy dinners every day. A trail ride through some beautiful areas. The cabins were real rustic, but clean and neat. Wood stoves, it was so cozy. Sunday was special, a testimony meeting and some beautiful testimonies by people who truly love one another. Only one little accident, which could have been bad. Debbie Sorensen Rogers and her husband left Sunday and their trailer with horse turned over. No one was hurt and the horse and trailer were put back on the road and all was well. It was a fun time. Our dog was bred, Stanley, a she-dog, mated with our male dog, Major. We had them separated, but it didn't last too long, so in about 8 weeks, we will have puppies again. Alec has an appointment to a skin doctor on September 14th. We saw the doctor, and he said the spot under his right eye is maybe precancerous, so not too much to worry about. He is putting stuff on his face, causing all the area to come to the surface and then get rid of it. We will see when the time comes if it does any good. October starts a lot of family birthdays. We had just went to Elfrida on September 30th and October 1st. We wished Alec's mom a happy birthday, although it's not until October 7th. Just a few days after we got home, in fact, on October 7th, we got a phone call that an uncle of mine on my mother's side had passed away. He had taken himself off of dialysis and asked that everyone come and see him. My mother, Mary Latimer, my sister, Emily Thompson, Aunt Janetta Woodward, brother Paul J. Faraday all went to visit him. October 5th, 1987, he was in good spirits and knew the time was near. It was October 7th, 1987, when we got the call. His name is Horace Lee Moore, and we all know him by Haji. He had been an alcoholic and had ruined his body, even though he had not drank in 12 years. On October 22nd, our son-in-law had his 37th birthday, and on the 28th, Jeanette, our daughter, celebrated her 34th birthday. It doesn't seem possible that your kids can be that old. Where does the time go? Not too long ago, she was a darling little girl, full of giggles and laughter. Today, she is a beautiful young mother with her hands full of kids, church, jazzercise, cleaning homes for extra money, running taxi for kids, doing activities for mutual kids, doing service for neighbors, babysitting, taking dinner into others, and so many more special things. She's a darling girl with a heart as big as gold, and we love her so much. And even though this was many years ago, not much has changed with my sweet Aunt Jeanette. She is still a darling girl with a heart as big as gold. And I love her so much. So I'm grateful for both of my aunties. All right, on October 27th, I had an appointment with Dr. Hyatt to have my mammogram checked. Dr. Hyatt said that they looked real good except for 2 small spots, but they are so tiny, we are just going to watch them. So for now, nothing to worry about, and I'm so glad. October 30th, my mother's birthday. She is 71 this year. I met my sister Emily at her workplace at Motorola. Then we went over to my mom's in Phoenix and met her and my brother John, and we all went to a place called Po Folks and had fish dinner. We all enjoyed it, and everyone had to go back to work. My mom looked real good, and she had a real nice pants and shirt, and her hair fixed cute, and she is in good health and does real good. She is still working full time. She cleans office buildings. Sometimes I think it's awful at her age, but she says it keeps her young and strong, and she really doesn't mind it. I hope the Lord continues to bless her with health and strength, and she will be able to have good health when she retires. We have been working on the backyard. Alec and Steve have been getting ready to pour cement out back. Steve, our son, came last week on October 24th and set up forms. We helped to build a small room and a porch off the back. It is supposed to rain, but I hope not until the cement is poured. November 5th, we celebrated our granddaughter, Chelsea Ray Hunt's 4th birthday. I made her a rag doll. She called it Carissa, and she really liked it. But baby Jessica liked it too, and she wanted to hold it. And Jennifer said, "Chelsea, let your baby sister hold the doll." And Chelsea said, "But this doll is very special." But she let Jessica hold it. That was nice of her. We had ice cream and cake, and her other grandparents were there, Joyce and Dean Lester, and Jennifer's sister, Jody. On Monday, November 9th, our dog Stanley had 12 more pups. She had 5 spotted ones, 4 blonde, 3 blacks. It took her all day to have them. She has a real easy time. People already want them, so I think we'll be able to give them all away. At the Fort McDowell ward, we are having Relief Society every Tuesday. Last week was fun. We had a lot of people and finished a quilt, but next week we might not have one or two, so we are still going up and down with attendance. November 11th was Alex celebrated his 54th birthday. At 11:30 a.m., I put him in our car. We rode out to Fountain Hills. He had no idea where we're going. He figured we were going to lunch because of the time. As we went through the Indian reservation, he said, "Well, this will be a first. I've never eaten at an Indian's house before." As we went into Fountain Hills, he finally decided we were going on a picnic. Just as we got there and got set up, the fountain went off. It was a beautiful day, perfect for a picnic. I bought a party pack with cheese, ham, sausage, crackers, and a bottle of apple cider sparkler, non-alcoholic. I made a macaroni salad to go with it. We visited, took our time, and Alec loved it. He likes to do things like that, but we never get around to it very often. The afternoon, the girls and all 10 grandkids came over. We had ice cream and cake, and the kids gave Alec a ranger belt to go with the buckle we bought him a while back. It was a nice day, and I told Alec we need to stop and smell the roses more often. Don't we all need to just slow down and enjoy life once in a while? All right, November 13th, 1987. Friday, November 13th, we had our Salt River party across the dam at Shirley and Charlie Clausen's. It's for all the people at ADC, but we always get invited. They always have it outside and have a barbecue, and Charlie always cooks his famous beans. The rest is potluck, but some good food is served. I still don't know all of the people, but I'm learning more each year. November 14th. Every 3 months, we have a family party, and November was Jennifer and Steve's turn to have it. They had a carnival, and it was real cute. They had a fish pond, a beanbag toss, rifle shoot, and a paint-to-spin picture making. Everyone got candy treats for prizes, and they gave first place tag for rifle shoot. Alec won it for the adults, and Justin won it for his age group, 8 to 13, and Cameron won it for his age group, 2 to 5. Then we had hot dogs and beans to eat. Everyone went on a hayride. Steve used his pickup to pull a wagon, and Alec followed with his pickup. We went out behind Steven and Jennifer's house in a big field and had hot chocolate and cupcakes and a bonfire, and it was a little chilly that night. But everyone had fun, and it was a nice time. As we stood around the fire, we told how our goals and plans were going and what each family was doing. There is always someone who can't be there, and we missed part of the Hargrave family. Tanner had strep throat, so his daddy stayed home with him. But when you have 10 grandkids, someone is bound to be sick or have other obligations. All of those who attended were Steve and Jennifer with Tabitha, Stephanie, Chelsea, and Jessica Hunt, Jeanette and Clint, Justin, and Brooke Ann Hargrave, Bill and Lori with Cameron and Tyler Fricky. We also included my little half-brother Joe Faraday and his wife Joni and baby Jennifer. They were also there. We also include Bart Robbins, a boy we raised in our home for a few years, and his wife Valerie, but they were unable to come this time. On November 23rd, Alec returned to Dr. Zimfer. Everything was fine. He burned a few spots on his face, told him to use the sunscreen on his face and leave his mustache on for protection from the sun. At least he didn't have cancer on his face. On November 25th, Alec and I attended the temple. We went through a temple session at 7:30 a.m. Then we went to a marriage for Leslie Allen, who is Barbara and Dave Allen's daughter. We saw many who we had not seen in a while. Leslie married a Kenneth Kelly, and they were married by a brother Skinner, who is so special and has such a sense of humor. He also married Steve and Jennifer in the temple. The Allens were our neighbors in Lehigh for many years. We watched all of their kids grow up. That evening, we went to the reception. It was so nice, and the decor was beautiful. We again visited with friends and met new ones. November 26, 1987, Thanksgiving Day. Alec works for SRP. We went to Jeanette and Jim Hargraves for dinner. We ate about 3 p.m. Stephen and Jennifer, Stephanie, Chelsea, and Jessica were all there. Tabitha had dinner with her dad, Ron Rhodes. All of the Hargraves were there, Clint, Tanner, Justin, and Brooke Ann, and Alec and I. We had a Mexican dinner. Jennifer made sour cream turkey enchiladas. Jeanette made some pan burros with cheese, and Steve made some small tacos. Jeanette made pies, pecan pie, apple buttermilk, and Dutch apple. I brought a bone turkey and stuffing and cranberry sauce and pickles and olives. So it was sort of a turkey Mexican dinner. Lori and Bill had dinner with Bill's folks this year. We visited a while and brought Stephanie Hunt and Brooke Ann Hargrave home with us. They were real cute and had a lot of fun with each other. Our son Steven came out the next day and worked on our fence out back. He is putting up a stucco wall with wrought iron. It is going to look real nice. Steve has really been down in the dumps lately, and I hate to see him depressed. That is the greatest of Satan's plan, that he can get you to do anything because you are off guard. Steve has such a beautiful wife and such sweet kids, and being depressed really brings the family down. It's the hard times that build character and overcome problems. And believe me, we have had our bad times, but we never stay depressed over it. If we didn't like it, we changed it. Saturday, November 28th. Steve came at 8 a.m. this morning and worked on the fence. He is in a better mood, and I hope he does better. We only pass through this life once, and we should do every day the best we can, because that day will never come around again. There is a lot of grief and pain in the world today. Our government is corrupt. Our people are so dependent on drugs. A disease called AIDS is spreading like wildfire. It seems that mostly homosexuals and people sharing needles for drugs are getting it, but also people who have had blood transfusions are getting it. People who are bisexual, so it is getting to the people who are straight, but only because one or the other has been unfaithful. There are murders, thieves, robbers, people cheating each other, small business people getting sued, so much wrong going on, but the Lord tells us to live in the world, but not of it. All I want for my kids is to be happy and help their families to be happy and to truly teach their kids to be happy and love one another and to always be there for each other. Our friends will come and go, but our family will be forever. So they should come first above anything else except the Lord himself. Those are good words from our grandma. December 4th, 1987. It is like always, before you know it, Christmas is upon us. It's not like it was when all the kids were home. There were always secrets, plans, and lots of excitement. Those times are quiet now, and not the excitement that it used to be. I guess that's why I like to sew and plan and make crafts and things for Christmas. It puts you in the Christmas spirit. I always like doing things for my grandkids because I can remember when we were little, we always got a box from Grandma, and I know now that had it not been for her, many times we would not have gotten much for Christmas. I know my grandkids have plenty for Christmas, but I also know how exciting it is to get that special gift from Grandma. I don't want my grandchildren to only think about the gifts that Grandma gives, but I hope I can give my time and teach my grandkids of the special love I have for each of them, and know that someday after I'm gone, that we will all be together again if we just do the things that He asks us to do. That is one thing that Grandma has always been super good about, is at least I feel this way, and I would hope that all her grandkids feel this way, but I have never questioned the love of my grandma for me. She has always shown it and continues to show it, even now at, over 90 years old. I still get handwritten letters from her. She still expresses her love for me. She does adore her kids and grandchildren, and always has and always will. All right. Continuing on, December 4th. It was our ward adult Christmas dinner for Lehigh First Ward, and it was so nice. A catered dinner and entertainment. We sat at a table with our old bishop, Bishop Jones, and his new wife. His wife passed away about 4 years ago, Grace Jones. Also, Chuck and Marie Miller and Jack and Pat Miller. It was a real nice evening and many great people in the ward. We don't get to know many of them because we are serving out at Fort McDowell at this time, but everyone comes up and tells us that they are really glad we came all the way from Granite Reef Dam to be with them. It's Saturday morning and our son Steve should be here to start on the fence before too long. I've been putting up a few decorations, so it has a hint of Christmas here. I'm getting a little late start, but as long as we can enjoy it for a few weeks. Also, a boy and his wife, Bart Robbins and Valerie, are coming out to show slides of his mission. He lived with us as he went through his last 2 years of high school. We viewed the slides and they were beautiful, and Bart is really proud of his mission. December 10th was my birthday and also a sad day. Alec's brother-in-law passed away. He had been ill for several years, Wendell Hawley. He had a heart attack. Then when they operated, they found he had polycystic kidneys, which ran in his family. He was on dialysis machine for years, but did have a heart attack. His name is Wendell Hawley and his wife, Martha Louise Hunt Hawley. He was a man that loved his family so much, and they were such a close family. They had a nice funeral in Globe, Arizona, and they asked Alec to give the eulogy. It was real nice and simple. The Hawley family are doing fine. He has a daughter, Gwen, a daughter, Sandy, and a boy, Bob, all married, but they love their father very much, and they are taking good care of their mother. Alec and I celebrated my birthday, went to dinner, and he bought me some cologne. We had a special evening. The kids had come earlier in the week to help me celebrate. All right. Hopefully I can read this. I ran out of white paper, so I had to print on orange paper, and it is bright. It is bright orange. All right, December 12th, Saturday. My side of the family, the Faradys, had a Christmas reunion and a party at a big church that is here in Mesa on Lindsay Road. It's the first time we have been together for years, so it was real nice. My half-brother Joe was the one that wanted to put it together so he could meet more of the family. He is my father's boy, Paul J. Farady, my dad. Both of Joe's parents are dead, and he only has one full sister in Texas, which is, she doesn't say it in here, but that is Judy, so, which most of us know, obviously. So we are the only family he has. The party was fun. We had food for everyone. We had Santa with presents for all the kids. We had a talent show. Joe played a Christmas carol and sang on the guitar. Tabitha and Stephanie played an auto harp, and Brooke Ann sang Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Jeanette did an aerobic dance. Steve did a fun song for the kids, and I read a story. We also had a drawing for several gifts that were made, and everyone donated money in which we bought two families Christmas. Everyone had fun, and we enjoyed each other's company. December 13th was Sunday, and we had a special permission to have a Christmas dinner at Fort McDowell for the Lamanites. We had sacrament meeting and then had dinner. It was pretty successful. We had about 50 people there. We showed videos of the Book of Mormon. It was real nice, and we enjoyed meeting people we had not met before. We have new missionaries from Mesa that will live out here and serve for 18 months. They are John and Barbara Ellingson, and we need their help. We spent the next week shopping and getting ready for Christmas. On the 21st, Alec and I talked about what we should do for Christmas, so we decided that we would go to each of the kids' house, one for breakfast, one for lunch, and one for supper. So the kids thought that would be fine. We all got together on Tuesday, the 22nd, at Lori's for a cute Christmas story that Jeanette told, and they had a family exchange party. The kids gave us a picture of the whole family. It was real nice. On the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, we had Justin Hargrave, 9, and Cameron Fricky, 5, our grandkids, stay with us. So before we went to Lori's on the 21st, we decided to have a birthday party for Lori, our daughter, and Jennifer, our daughter-in-law. So me and the boys made a cake and kept it a surprise. So that night, we surprised everyone at the end of the party. We sang happy birthday as Bill and Alec brought in the lighted cake. It was fun. That night, as Alec and I started home, we talked about me going to my mom's on Christmas Day, and he has to work on Christmas Day, so I didn't want to go to my mom's by myself. So I suggested that I go the next day and we could visit and stay for a while instead of hurrying around on Christmas Day. So Wednesday morning, we waited for my visiting teachers to come, Vonda Gray and Janet Christopherson, two real sweet gals. We had hot chocolate and goodies when they arrived, and they always have a sweet spirit about them. We truly enjoy them. We left about 10:30 and got to Phoenix at my mom's about 11:30, and we visited and had a nice time. We left and stopped at a Ruth Bellington's, a childhood friend of mine, Harriet Bellington, that is her mom, and Harriet Bellington. Harriet got killed in a car crash at about 26 or 27 years old, so I have kept in touch ever since, but she was not home, so I left her a gift and a note attached to the door. When we arrived home, we got a phone call that Alec's stepdad passed away and his mom was by herself. She is living in Elfrida, Arizona, down by Douglas. So we got packed up and left the next morning on the 24th. We arrived at about 10:30 and Alec's mom was doing pretty good until we arrived and she really broke down. She is 81 this year and in pretty good health. Her husband, Arthur A. McCullough, we all know him as Doc, was 20 years younger than her, but he smoked 3 to 4 packs of cigarettes a day, and it finally got the best of him. He started out with pneumonia and couldn't breathe, so he was on a machine. He had been doing better, so was only on oxygen at night. He was doing better, and he went outside to tell a guy about his car and what to fix on it, and walked back into the house, sat in a chair, and his head went back, and his eyes rolled back in his head, and he was gone. Blanche did real well. We went down to pick out coffins and make arrangements, and she was able to go through the whole thing. It's not easy, but it kept her busy. She did real well receiving people and talking about it. There was many that came and paid their respects. The next morning was Christmas, and we woke up to a beautiful snowstorm, and the whole town was covered in white. Sorry, typo. I don't know why that changed white to wait. You can't really see pink on orange paper. What a beautiful Christmas morning. It was the first time we had missed having Christmas with our with our children. It really was not as sad as I thought it was going to be. I thought how unimportant gifts were at a time, and how important our life and what we do with it is important. I know this is where Alec and I should be at this time, and that we could have Christmas when we got home. December 26, 1987. At 11:30, the family went to the church just a block away and saw Doc. He looked very good, and his mother and sister had a hard time. In a short while, Alec said the family prayer, and everyone was calm enough to go to the chapel. Bishop Alan Owen officiated, and Stephen Hunt gave the eulogy, and Dale Mortensen spoke. Excellent as usual. The Relief Society sang, and Jennifer Hunt was supposed to sing, but couldn't because of a sore throat. Pat Sharp gave the closing prayer. Alec Hunt gave the opening prayer. It was a very nice funeral. After the grave was dedicated by Rufus D'Albany, we went back to the church, and the Relief Society prepared a beautiful luncheon. We all ate and visited and returned home. The Holly family had a real rough time because they had just buried their dad 13 days before. A sad time for all of us. But we will always remember Doc for all of the good times he has done for us. He was a carpenter, and he did work for all of us and made us all special Christmas gifts from his wood crafts. Alec's sister is staying with her mother right now. What will happen later, we will just have to see. Alec and I left Elfrida on December 27th and returned home. Martha Louise stayed with her mom. We know Martha was not ready to stay in Elfrida, as her husband had just passed away 13 days earlier. So it is hard on both of them, but we didn't know what else to do. Alec had to return to work, so I am sure it will all work out. The next day, we set up a time with all of our kids to have Christmas on Wednesday the 30th. We made pizzas and let everyone make their own banana splits. It was fun hearing the whole gang together. Or it was fun having the whole gang together. The kids were really good. It seemed more like a party than Christmas. None of us would ever forget Doc, our stepdad and our step-granddad. He was good to the whole family and has helped each of us one way or another. He was always doing service for everyone. All right, that is a wrap on 1987. So good things happened this year, some sad things happened this year, but that's life, unfortunately. So, but overall, it was a pretty good year, and I have a few pictures that I'll be grabbing, and that will be on the video throughout this podcast. So if you're watching, you'll be able to see some pictures of some of the people mentioned in these throughout it. But if you're just listening, then you don't get to see the pictures. Just kidding. Okay, well, that is a wrap on 87. So I have actually caught up to what I have transcribed. So now I need to work double hard to get the years transcribed and ready for me to read on the podcast. So I will be working every day from now until probably forever, because there's lots of journals, and trying to get caught up on, or stay caught up on, the transcribing, so that I am ready to read each and every Sunday and get these posted each and every Monday like I have promised you guys. So I will work hard to get that done. But I do hope everyone has a fantastic week and that you enjoyed the podcast today and getting to know and understand our family members a little bit better. I know that I definitely have, and I cherish these journals so very much. So everyone have a great week. I love you all. Goodbye.